Welcome back to my channel. So before we begin, a quick shout out to Ishan Paras for recommending this topic. Thank you for the suggestion. So now you have to guess what topic we're going to talk about today. So listen to me very properly. Can workers, peasants and soldiers together remove a powerful king and change an entire system? Can you think so? What it is? Yes, that happened in Russia in 1917. So today we're going to talk about the Russian Revolution. So the Russian Revolution was a series of events in 1917 that led to the end of the rule of the Russian Tsar and the rise of the communist government. So this happened in two phases. Number one is the February Revolution. Number two is the October Revolution. So now let's talk about it. In the 19th century, Europe was going through major political and social changes. Different groups have different ideas about society. There were three important groups: the liberals, the radicals and the conservatives. So now let's talk about the liberals. They wanted a nation with religious tolerance. They wanted a government elected by parliament, believe only property owning men should vote, and oppose the privilege of aristocracy. Then comes the radicals. Wanted a government based on majority rule, supported universal adult franchise, and also they wanted equality of social and political rights. Now let's talk about the conservatives. They oppose rapid changes, but later they have to accept gradual reforms. These ideas influence Russia as well. So now let's talk about socialism in Europe. Industrialization created two major classes. They were capitalists, they were the factory owners. The workers, they were the laborers. Workers were badly exploited with very long working hours, very low wages and no political rights at all. Socialists believe industries and land should be owned by society. Profit should be shared equally, not with only one man. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels argued that why society was divided into classes. Workers would overthrow capitalism and bring socialism. A socialist society would be established, they believed. This ideology later influenced Russian revolutionaries. Now let's talk about Russia before 1970. Russia was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar had unlimited powers. No real democracy was there. Political parties were restricted. Now let's talk about the social structure. 85% of the populations were peasants. Nobles owned most lands. Peasants wanted land redistribution. Workers worked in factories in harsh conditions. So you can see here, the condition of the peasants were really bad. And who was enjoying the privilege? The nobles were enjoying the privileges. Now let's talk about 1905 revolution. In January 1905, workers marched peacefully to the Winter Palace, the palace where the king lived. They wanted better working conditions. Troops fired at them. This particular event was called as the Bloody Sunday. After this, strikes spread everywhere. Workers formed a council called Soviets. The Tsar created the parliament, which is called as the Duma. But the Tsar continued to control power. Now let's talk about the effect of the World War I. In 1914, Russia joined World War I. What are the consequences? Millions of soldiers were killed. Russia faced heavy military losses. Food shortage increased everywhere. Inflation rose sharply. Transport system collapsed. People blamed the Tsar for these failures. Then comes the first event which led to the Russian Revolution, the February Revolution of 1917. In February 1917, women workers protest for bread. Strike began in Petrograd. Soldiers refused to suppress protest. The protests began widespread. Tsar Nicholas II abducted. Monarchy ended in Russia. A provincial government was formed after that. Now let's talk about the provisional government. The new government promised freedom of speech, release political prisoners, and abolish autocratic rule. But still it continued participation in the war, failed to distribute land among the people, could not solve food shortage. Meanwhile, Soviet Workers' Council gained influence. Now let's talk about the October Revolution of 1917. In October 1917, the Bolshevik party led by Lenin took advantage of public dissatisfaction. He came from the exile. Their main slogans were peace, land and bread. They stormed government buildings, overthrew the provisional government. This event was known as and marked by as October Revolution. Now let's talk about the role of Lenin. Lenin believed in the ideas of Karl Marx. He believed that no private property should be there. He believed in equal distribution of wealth among people and also government control by workers. After coming to power, Lenin ended Russia's participation in the World War I. He distributed land amongst the peasants and nationalized the industries. Now let's talk about the result of Russian Revolution. It ended the monarchy in Russia completely. Establishment of a communist government happened. Private property was abolished finally. Workers gained control over factories. In 1922, Russia became the Soviet Union. It became the world's first socialist state. What are the importance of the Russian Revolution? It spread ideas of socialism and communism, which is very important, overthrowing all the capitalism, inspired revolutionaries in other countries, and led to the rise of the Soviet Union as the world power, influenced world politics in the 20th century, and played a major role in shaping global events like the Cold War. Do like, share, comment and subscribe my channel for more history related video like this.